Kiki kitten in the scene, alchemist on the team. Together they dream. Keyboard at her mittens, voice of a wizard hidden. Their skills never forbidden. Game on, let's get smitten. Get ready, we're live. Gonna take this drive. Kiki kitten and alchemist thrive. Together they're alive. Common chats on fire, energy getting higher. Now it's time to admire, watch them never tire. Every combo they chase in this virtual space, winning every race, putting a smile on your face. Get ready, we're live, gonna take this drive. Big kitten and alchemist thrive. Together they're alive. Of a wizard hidden, their skills never forbidden. Game on, let's get smitten. Get ready, we're live, gonna take this drive. Kiki kitten and alchemist thrive. Together they're alive. Lights on the stream, Kiki kitten in the scene, alchemist on the team. Together they dream. Keyboard at her mittens, voice of a wizard hidden. Their skills never forbidden. Game on, let's get smitten. Get ready, we're live, gonna take this drive. Kiki kitten and alchemist thrive. Together they're alive. Common chats on fire, energy getting higher. Now it's time to admire, watch them never tire. Every combo they chase in this virtual space, winning every race, putting a smile on your face. Get ready, we're live, gonna take this drive. Big kitten and alchemist thrive. Together they're alive.
Hello everyone, a very happy and sleepy Sunday to you all. Give me just a moment as I check that everything is showing up the way that it should be, because a little bit of a different setup today, so bear with me. Okay. Camera's a little off, but it's not that bad.
Was that me?
No, mine. I'm scooching my webcam around because I'm trying to get like centered, but this is a new setup that I'm still figuring out, because I am in my office space now, not my game room. All right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I see the green wall.
Yep, that will be purple. I just haven't gotten to it, but that will be purple. All right, it looks like everything's okay. Music should be coming through. If the volume is too high, please let me know, or too low, I will adjust as needed. So, special stream today, and a bit on the shorter side. As you can see, I've got Kama with me. We are going to be debuting The Littlest Post Shop, which is a game that we worked on with a couple other people as well for wholesome game jams. So Kama was the brain of the project for sure. She is the developer behind it, and also did a lot of the artwork, like this really cute cat you see here. I assisted with the script writing, some of the art assets, and a little bit of voice acting. We also had some help from Spongeman, who did sound, voices, and testing. We had a special guest for the game, hopefully I pronounced this right, GupasMegerg. He is a Twitch streamer. I think, has he hit his 1K yet? I think he hit his 1K.
Yes.
He surpassed his 1K. 1.2.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's doing very well on Twitch with his followers. He provided some of the voice acting. And then we also had a friend of Kama's do some voice acting for another character, right? Do you pronounce it Blufiya? Blufiya?
Yes.
Blufiya.
Yes.
Gotcha.
The first time we met, I was pronouncing it more with like a Spanish, so I was saying Blufiya, and
Blufiya.
she was just kind enough to be like, "Oh, that's cool." You know, like finally one day I was like, "Am I saying that right?"
Yeah, I wasn't sure the first time I read it. I was like, my first instinct as well was to kind of put that spin on it, like Blufiya, and I was like, oh wait, oh maybe that's supposed to be like a heavy emphasis on the ya part, so it's Blufiya, like fire.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha.
100%. She's badass.
I got it. Okay. So this is the game that we made. It's very short and sweet right now, but it will eventually become a full-fledged game. So consider this a preview, and it is free to play on itch.io. I put the link in the chat as well as the description. And let me just switch screens for just a hot moment here. Okay, just want to make sure everything's working there. All right, let's get started. I'm going to be so embarrassed when my voice comes up.
It was so great. It was perfect.
It sounds ridiculous.
No.
All right.
Hello.
Yep, that's me. That was me. So here we've got the inside of our little post office / package store here.
Oh, you know what?
What's
I'm
that?
sorry, but I don't hear the game audio now. Is that just me?
Really? I still see it coming through on my wavelength. So if anyone else is not hearing the game audio, please let me know. It looks like it's working correctly, but maybe wavelength is being a liar. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, it might just be me, but
yeah. Let me know, guys, if
they
anything's going on.
said someone else said that they're hearing music, so I guess
You're
it's
hearing
just me.
music. Okay. All right. Sorry about that comment. Thank you for confirming either Silver or Sarah, or both. So we've got the inside of the shop here. We've got audio's good. Thank you for confirming, Cameron. Appreciate it. We've got some assets. Most of these assets were done by Kama. We also have a little Easter egg here. That's fun. If anybody has played Kama's other game that came out earlier this year, Cat Sacks, available on Steam, you might recognize this little guy over here. So again, the majority of artwork was done by Kama. There are a couple things here I did. So this feather quill in the background here, I drew that. And this journal here, I drew that. And this little plant here. Oh my goodness, there's another Easter egg. Wow. I didn't even notice that little guy. There's a little cat behind the window here, just a little shadow of a cat. That's another cat model from Cat Sacks. All right, so this is our first character, Alex. Hey, Miss O, you must be new. Is Miss Z around?
And I would like to point out that Iki was learning the program to draw all of this stuff at the same time. So she managed to kick all of that out while learning it, never using it before, and using a new drawing tablet.
Well, newish drawing tablet. I've used the drawing tablet before, but it's been very limited use so far. But I'm getting the hang of it. So Kama was gracious enough to teach me how to use Inkscape so that I could participate in the artwork of the game. That was quite the experience, especially because there's some kind of like compatibility or some kind of issue with Inkscape, and I think potentially the tablet, because it froze on me so many times, and poor Kama had to hear me mouthing off about Inkscape freezing all the time. So
no, it was
I appreciate your patience, because I was like, I'm gonna kill this thing. I'm gonna somehow reach into the screen and just obliterate it. Hey Tony, thanks for joining. Oh, and I see we have Silver with us because he said wasabi. That's the giveaway.
Oh, and I see Zal. Hi, Zal. Thank you. So, Zal is a really cool D&D GM that I
Oh, all right. You're speaking my language.
He's made some of the most amazing campaigns, and just like, he's really creative.
Awesome.
A lot of fun. He's going to do some of the writing for the game someday, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Excellent. Well, good to meet you.
He just found out.
You just found. Okay. Well, good to have you here, Zal. I am a writer myself and a big fan of D&D, so you're in good company. Probably lots of colorful metaphors. Oh yeah, you know me, Silver. You know me. All right. Miss C retired last week, but I'll do my best to help you. What do you need?
I have a package.
Oh my God, it sounds so bad.
No, it sounds great.
It sounds so weird to me. My voice is naturally like a lower register, and I had to like, bring everything up because I'm playing this like little kid here.
And also, I don't remember if I mentioned it, on the final build, I figured out how to bump up your audio, bump up your pitch just a hair.
Oh, really? Because it does sound, I was going to say, it sounds a little bit higher than when I did it. Yep. Okay. Interesting.
It was a little code challenge for myself of like, can I do this on the fly real quick?
Gotcha.
And yeah. So it goes up for you and then it comes back down for two other characters.
Gotcha. All right. Awesome. Okay, I
probably should have told you that.
That's all right. It came as a surprise. I'm sending it to my grandma. She really likes purple. All right. I'll make sure to include purple.
Later.
It sounds so weird. Thanks, bye. Sounds so weird to my ears.
It's so cute.
All right, so now we have the next setup here. This is when we're actually going to be working with the package that needs to be sent out. So the mechanics will be revealed as we progress through the game. Guess I need to use purple, so take that as a cue on what you need to include in this package. I should probably check the little book Great Auntie Z left behind. So that would be the journal right here. You click on it. Here's the open version. This looks way better than mine. You must have redone this, right? Oh, my version. Oh, okay. This is my version down here with all the symbols and the bookmark and stuff. And then, is this really this? This is the same one?
I just blanked it out and like adjusted the angles a little bit. So yeah.
Oh, it looks way better. You must have done a really good job with the angles.
You did a great job. I had to do very little to make the instruction part.
Okay.
Wouldn't have gotten it done without you, that's for sure.
Most people, when they hear their voice, are the same way. Yeah, it's even weirder though, because it's not like my normal voice. It's my voice boosted up. All right, so our instructions. Fortune Cat, right over here, can help get stamps. Right-click to rotate the stamps. Cover every dotted box without overlap. And ink with love. So the feather quill is to use the colors to color the stamps. All right, so we need to cover up all of these dotted outlines. These are for our stamps, and we want to make sure we include purple. We need to get our stamps first, though, so we're going to click on this little guy, who is just freaking adorable, and he just, I don't want to say barf because that sounds bad. He tosses.
That's what he's called. I mean, he's called Barfing Fortune Cat in the
He's called Barfing Fortune. Okay, fine. He barfs a bunch of stamps for you to use in these various shapes and sizes so that you can put together your package. Hey, my games. Okay, I'm here, but I missed. You didn't miss that much. You didn't miss that much, my games. We were doing like a little chat about the game and who helped with the making of it and stuff, and then we had like a little conversation with the first customer, but now we're actually getting into the mechanics of the game. Okay, so let's see. I am horrible with puzzles, so I'm probably gonna screw up, but let's see. Let's try to put these two here, put those together.
So one mechanic that actually was brought up from a couple people on the itch page was they did the same thing where they were like, I wanted to solve the puzzle and then paint everything. Didn't realize I was supposed to paint them in the dedicated spot first.
Oops. Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
No, it's really good.
Is
'Cause
this
remember,
the dedicated spot right here? Okay.
Yeah, remember we thought about that, but then was like, okay, we only have X amount of time. This is what's gonna have to happen. So I think in the future we'll have to figure out a way to like color it on the package too. Maybe allow for a half and half or something like that.
Right. Okay. So I will do the coloration down here. So you see I'm using the quill to then like hover over the different colors, and that changes the color you're gonna use.
Sorry, my game. My old lady voice and my headset is like 900 years old. I have some duct tape on it because I refuse to replace it. Actually,
Thomas a little bit quieter than you, Geek Shame. Such a lovely voice. I might be slightly deaf though. Let me. Oh, can I raise you? Shoot. I have you up 100% in wavelength. You could try raising your volume in Discord though, and that might help.
Let me.
The music volume's a little overpowering. Okay, let's bring that down. Game.
Here's where I need to remember how the heck to do that in Discord.
Oh, I hope I get the music back. I had to click somewhere else. Ooh.
Oh no.
Okay, it came back. We're all right. Thanks for stopping by, AJ. Appreciate it. I love you. All right, let's see.
Yeah, I think I have my audio all the way up. It looks like it.
You do? Because you can go actually past 100.
Yeah.
Can I put it there?
Apologies. I don't know that I can figure out without accidentally
Disconnecting
breaking everything.
Okay. All right. Let's not worry about it then.
Yeah.
Now, question for Miss Dev here. We know that we need to use some purple because that was the verbal clue given for this package. But do we know if it matters how much purple, or is it just like, no, you should just have purple in there?
So, technically, as of right now, there is no requirement. There was not enough time to put in a requirement to force a certain amount. But I
Gotcha.
think as we make this game bigger, like there will be a lot of coordination mechanics like that, where when the relationships come, that was your idea, actually, if I remember correctly, like the relationships that you build with the other customers and like neighbors, those things will matter. So, you know, one package might say, oh, I'd like a little purple, and maybe that means you can do 2 or 3 and your relationship bumps up a bit. But later on, they might be like, oh my God, this needs to be the most purple thing on the planet. And then you need to have like
all the purple. You must have all the purple. Hey, Chris, welcome to the stream.
And maybe we put a little bit of a hurdle in, you know, where maybe you are only given 4 purples and they have to be in a specific, you know, type of puzzle piece or something. I don't want to make it too complex because, quite frankly,
there we go.
I like the idea of, woohoo, nice job. It's exactly how I have it memorized to solve that one so that I can get through it in testing.
Gotcha. Grandma M. So when you solve the puzzle here, you unlock where the package is going, the information here. So Grandma M, past the cookatory, Poppin's place, Glade Inn, excuse me, not Glad. I found that you can right-click, comma, in your Discord call and raise her volume. I had to do it for Jamie the other night. Oh, okay, you're saying I have to do
for
that.
you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a second, folks. I hope I don't lose audio, but let me give this a shot. I'm going to try 120% and see if that does the thing. Neon Tangelo? Hey, Debbie, welcome to the stream. Oh, where's your... Uh-oh, I lost your camera. There we go. Okay, it's back.
It's not a lucky stream without some kind of technical weirdness.
Yeah, exactly. I solved it. Package is going to Vermont. Sounds about right. Did those stamps just... I must be tired from unpacking so late. My eyes are playing tricks on me. And I've never heard of Glade... Why do I... Glade End before. It doesn't even come up in a Strudel map search. Wow, nice. Nice job.
I quick added that.
Think I'll deliver this first one myself. A good bike ride to wherever this is will be great in the morning. Let me just pop it into the mailbag. Alright, so the mailbag is right here. So... Is it... what am I grabbing?
Oh, that's something I didn't think of. Just click on the bag. And
just click on the bag?
Package
Okay.
appears, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, because what I was anticipating there was like I drag the package over.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got our next character, Mark. Is this the one voiced by GupasMegerg?
It is.
All right.
He's a former library guy, and he was a radio host.
Okay.
And now he's a wholesome, well, PG-13-ish Twitch streamer.
More wholesome
as
than
he
me.
would call himself.
Gotcha. More PG-13 than me.
He tries.
Doesn't swear as much, probably. Probably doesn't play horror games. That's what really gets you. All right, Mark.
Yeah,
Hi.
he's good too.
Oh, you're new?
You must be the new person.
It's nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Mark. All right. Nice to meet you too. How can I help you today?
I have a package.
Wow, that was so, like, confident the way he said it. I have a package.
Right? He actually, before you sent yours, he had sent like 2 or 3 options of each little thing, and then added it himself. So then one of the ones that he thought of himself kind of changed the dialogue for one of the messages, just because I was like, all right, we got to use this in the prototype, because this is great.
I've got a package here to send to my, well, she isn't really my girlfriend, but... Of course.
Well,
we've been seeing each other lately, but I haven't gotten up the courage to ask. Anyways, I was hoping to get some help putting together a card to tell her how I feel. Cards.
I could really go for some nachos
thank
right
you,
now.
Chris. We'll be sure to tell Goop that he is hot.
That guy is hot. Thanks, Chris. Okay, so I heard it
I
right
can
there.
draw him a little better, or get someone else who draws better than me to make it even better.
I like the pink highlights in the hair, though. All right, you're new here.
Sorry.
That's okay. Probably still learning the ropes. Well, maybe you can help with... I am tongue-tied today. Well, maybe you can help with it next time. I'll bring snacks. Okay, I see. You put the I'll bring snacks because he said he was in the mood for nachos.
Yeah, he's in the mood for nachos. And his the pink hair was because I had seen one of his streams where he was talking about a charity event he had done, and he dyed his hair pink for that charity event.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I thought that would be a nice little nod to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. My games, what are you doing? I wasn't talking about you, you silly.
Thanks.
You never show yourself on stream. And by the way, she loves pine trees. Thank you. So that's another verbal hint there. Somebody loves pine trees. All right, so now we've got our next package. As you can see, it goes up a little bit in difficulty. It's got more spaces to fill. And we will be utilizing this scroll of images over here because in addition to coloring the stamps, you can also decorate the stamps by putting little images on them. What does he mean by pine trees? What? That wasn't here before, was it? My eyes. Maybe I should check the book again. Alright, so we're going to open up the book again, and it's going to have some additional information for us. Clean your pen with Inky Cat, which is this little guy over here. Hover pen to choose a rune. Add runes in the right combos and order. Stick in place. Alright, so we need to get our stamps again. There's quite a few of them this time. And we still need to color them first, right? We need to color and then add our images. Okay.
You can do them and you can color or do the runes in either order. And in the future, I think I'd like to make the runes colored and I don't know if you remember when we were first kind of brainstorming, I'd like the runes themselves to move. So it'll be like a nice little interactive. And so that'll be like later down the road as well. And, you know, maybe get a little more fancy with the angle, maybe pull some 3D in. This being 2D was the first 2D that I had ever done. And the coding was actually a little more difficult than doing 3D. So part of the reason that the runes are applied like in an order, just going back and forth, is because for the life of me, I could not figure out how to get like where you could point at a specific one.
Gotcha.
So that'll be down the road. But the more I thought about it, the more it was like, well, that might actually be a fun challenge, right? Like if you have certain stamps that you say, okay, you need a pine tree, a water wheel, and a bridge in that order, then it makes it a little more difficult for you to like kind of maneuver them in there. I mean, maybe that's fun, maybe that's incredibly frustrating. We'll have to find out what people
We'll have to find out. I'd break the interwebs if I had face cam. Oh, don't be silly. I'm sure that's not true. Let's put a
Thank you,
different
my
image on this
games.
one. You folks have done a great job with this game by looks of it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And if you guys can visit the Wholesome Games page on itch and like check out some of the other games too, all of the people were so great. They were so kind. We had like a little area on Discord where we could all help each other out, and even I want to say one or two of the teams had like some of the Wholesome Games people themselves in them. So like,
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, I think pasta was one. I love that one. It was so cute. It's where you make little pasta with these cute little cartoon mice.
I have
It was
not.
really. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I have not had the chance to try the other ones yet, but I definitely want to check some of them out. So, suggestion box is open.
Yeah, half or maybe just a little over half can be played in the browser. Some need to be downloaded for Windows. I think there was one or two that did Mac or Linux, which is awesome.
Okay.
Someone did one in Godot as well, and I'd like
Okay.
to learn Godot myself.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a clue myself, but I have heard good things about it. You have suggestions? All right. Well, feel free to share them, Chris.
Oh yes, please do.
Always
Or even
open
if you
to
want to
suggestions.
put the suggestions on the itch page too.
That is
so that
also
we can
fine.
have them in posterity. Because you know, this old lady is going to be like a month from now go, oh my God, Chris had that great suggestion. What was it?
Right? No, I'd be the same way, and I'm not that old, so I don't know what my excuse is.
Wow. Well, at least you finally acknowledge that I'm old.
I didn't say you were old. I said I wasn't that old. I wasn't saying that you're old. I didn't say anything on the subject. I was avoiding it because...
So
No, you're not. You're not that old, but I'm not that old either.
It's more fun to be old though, right? And it's more fun to like tell people what becoming old is like. It's a very
I don't know
interesting
about
journey.
that. Becoming older for me has mainly just been stuff hurts more.
I mean, yes, that's one
been
of the benefits.
the benefits. Okay. I don't know if I see it as a benefit, but oops, that's not the color. I wanted.
what I should have remembered to say, so the felt or the feather pen that Geeky made there, so originally I was having trouble coding, kind of having a little colored blotch on the bottom there, and I don't know, late at night, where she was probably already done with all the other things we were doing, I was like, oh my god, I can't get this thing working. Can you make me a white feather so that I can change the color of the feather, and we'll make that be it as you like ink over the ink blotches. But then somehow I managed to figure it out, and the more I see it, the more I'm thinking like, oh, maybe we should have both, where the feather changes and it has like a magic sparkle. You've got the little piece inside the box one still has the dark. It needs to nestle like just right.
Gotcha. All right. I was like, what did I do wrong?
There you go. Yeah, those little ones were hard for me to figure out how to get it.
Just get it right.
Lined up quite right. Yeah. Chris, you are not old.
Are you making fun of me being old? No, we're not making fun of anyone being old. There is nothing wrong with being old or older. It's just a natural part of life. So this package is going to Amelia S., a long way out in Poppins Place, Glade End. Oh, I should update.
Banana. Hi, Anna.
Hey, Anna Banana. Long time no see. How are you? I hope you had a good trip. I think last time we spoke, you were going on a vacation. Oh, I should update the customer log in the book before I forget. Oh yes, this is a really cute feature that reminds me of Stardew Valley, and I think we talked about Stardew Valley while we were discussing how are we going to handle like relationships in the game. So the way that we have it is Stardew-esque, but a little bit differently. So every character is going to have a page in your journal that's going to tell you what their likes are as you discover them. How many packages have been sent, how many packages have been received, and then you've got these hearts off to the side, again Stardew-esque, where you're filling up the hearts as you're building the relationship with the characters. And you're not going to see really much of it happen here because, again, this is just kind of like a small snippet of the game that was done for the Wholesome Game Jam. But the long-term vision here is that the stories of these characters are going to be revealed little by little as you are doing these packages for them and having these conversations. You're going to learn more about them and their place in this cozy little town that the story is taking place in, and the relationships between the different characters of this small town and how they build their relationship with you, the person in charge of the post office.
And ideally,
yes, everyone
well,
hit like.
Ideally.
Thank you.
Thank you. In the future, it will be more than just packages, right? So, like,
yes, there was a hint to that.
Yeah, did a great job alluding to that of like cards. What? And then being outside of the post shop as well. So in like that Stardew Valley-esque kind of way, or maybe even if you've played My Time in Portia, we're hoping to build like a nice little community around it, little, places to go, things to see.
Right.
Fireworks to set off on your little dating ventures, things like that. So
yeah.
It will probably be the largest game I will ever do, I'm guessing. I don't know. It's looking to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think
to have a lot of friends be in it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. I'm looking forward to seeing how the game kind of blossoms out of this like mini starter version of it. We had a lot of ideas going back and forth as we were working on this. Obviously, we weren't able to incorporate a lot of them because of the time limit. Whenever you do a game jam, there is some kind of time limit surrounding it. So we had about a week to get the vast majority of it done, and then I think they had a bit of a grace period in case you had any like bugs you had to work out of the system. So
it was technically the 48 hours, and then the week was
48 hours, right. Oh my God, it was way shorter than that. Where's my mind? Sorry, it was 48.
You lost just as much sleep as I did, apparently.
Apparently, because I didn't remember it was 48 hours. That's right, it was a weekend. It was just one weekend of just everywhere. Oh, thank you, My Games, for gifting the memberships. Look at all those new names on there. I don't even recognize a lot of those names, but you know what? I appreciate them being subscribers, so thank you for the
So
gifts.
awesome.
Thank you for the gifts, my games. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that we did not get to inject into this yet, but there's things that allude to it, like the journal entry here, like the mention of cards. So we're trying to kind of tease that, hey, there is more to come. This is going to be a more complex game in the future. Oh, go ahead.
Something I'd like to kind of ask more over the next months as we decide like where this is going to go is like an art style. I keep on seeing like pixel art in my head for this, but I am no pixel artist. I'd love to relearn that. I did a little bit in the past, but you know, maybe people are thinking, yeah, this would be great as pixel art. And then we learn some pixel art. We pick up some other pixel artists. I have a good friend who is an excellent artist. She might even be watching now. She also does like event planning and like she just can do everything. Who I think might also love like being a part of that. So this is going to be one of those games that I'm hoping we can have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Be a part of. You know.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. The more collaboration, the better, I would say. Need more members? No, we don't mind games, but I appreciate it anyway.
Pixels taste like chicken. That's awesome.
I'm going to take your word for it, Chris. I'm going to take your word for it. Wish I had a chance to look through the book more last night. Hopefully it's easy to understand. What are all these extra symbols? So our hearts, our packages, our legs, and I believe we have our last customer here. Oh, she came out pretty. That's a very nice
She came out very, very differently than I think what we both
Yeah,
were thinking
I
initially.
mean, I honestly had, like, in my mind, like, little kind of crouched over lady with white hair. But, so this is very different from what I imagined, but she's very pretty.
Yeah, I think she kind of grew out of Blufiya's voice because I've known her for
Gotcha.
oh man, I don't know how long now, and this is what came out in the quick extra draw. This was for everybody's reference. This was like later in the week, part of the polish things that we were allowed to put in. So this character was already almost done, but then getting the voice, I was like, oh, you know what? I need to change this up just a hair.
Gotcha.
So.
But I
hopefully
do
it's
see
working.
there
I
are
think it
some
is.
streaks of gray in there to, you know, kind of get the impression that, okay, she is a bit older. She's not super old, but she's older.
It's a little bit.
Why, hello there, dear. You must be the replacement for Miss C, yes? Yes, I am, Miss... Oh, just call me Mimi. Everyone around this little town does. Her laugh sounded so much more natural than mine. All right.
She will be very happy to hear that.
Because when I had to do the laughing part for the kid, I was like, oh man, this is going to sound so fake.
And I actually, she did a whole bunch of takes just like you guys did.
Yeah.
And in one of the takes, she just kind of like, it was like a little Easter egg just for me. And then she laughed at the end of that Easter egg, and I ended up snipping out that laugh.
Oh, okay, because it was natural, because she was laughing at what she just, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, all of the laughs she did were great. So I think I used like all three of them.
Gotcha. All right, what can I help you with today, Mimi? I have a package here to send to my little Alex. I think they were here earlier, yes?
Special days are wonderful.
Okay, now you can hear it more in that line. You know, Alex's birthday is coming up soon. I'm hoping to make something special for it.
How are your supplies of bumble sugar and kitten sneezes looking?
I'm sure it's something you can help me with. How are your supplies of bumble sugar and kitten season looking? So that's, again,
was
kind
another
of
last minute ad.
It's a last minute ad, but it's another nod to like, okay, there's something unique about the post shop and the town and the people in it. I know that voice.
She also plays D&D with us.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
She's great.
of, I'm sorry, what?
Oh.
Wink. Well, I'd best be on my way. Mustn't leave Cinnamon with the groomers overly long. She's
Sorry, I
always...
forgot to add that correction you made.
Oh, the cat's name's supposed to be Sophie. Yeah, well, it's alright. Sophie, Cinnamon. Either way is fine. She's always fussy when she has to wait around, though. Oh, hold on. She's always fussy when she has to wait around, though she does get a treat when we get home. Some pate or tuna, she just loves the stuff.
Goodbye, dear.
Oh, listen to me go on. How silly of me. Well, it was lovely to meet you. Bumblesugar's kitten sneezes. Alright. And that is how far we got. Again, this was a very short span of time to get anything done. So right now, kind of think of this almost like a demo, if you will, or a preview of the game. If you want to try this yourself, give it a shot. There is a link to the game, both in the chat. I pinned it in the chat window. There's also a link in the description of the video as well. So feel free to pop on over there and just give it a shot yourself. It only takes like 10-15 minutes or so. Pixel Pate? Yeah, exactly. Pixel Pate. Yep.
Yep.
Thank you, My Games. Appreciate that.
And again, if you guys have time and you can check out like as many of the games as you have time for on the Wholesome Games Jam. I don't remember how many teams originally signed up, but 31 of us made it to the cut, I guess you could say.
I can pop over to that page quickly.
Oh yeah, you want to bring it up? Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the whole page. Let me grab this link as well and put that in the chat. My chat.
Yeah, everyone was so wonderful. Personally, I have been too much of a chicken to try any kind of game jam. I've done like regular like web-based hackathons in the past, and it's like high pressure and everybody's really competitive, and this was not that.
Right.
This was a lot of fun and people supporting each other, and we were all just so excited to be able to make something that worked at the end of the 48 hours.
Right. I mean,
bug and polish.
Honestly, making anything work at the end of 48 hours is quite the undertaking. I don't do development myself, but I know enough about it to know that it's very difficult work, especially in a cramped amount of time. But yeah, there's 31 entries total here. Please take a look at some of the other really cool creations. Again, I haven't had a chance to myself yet, but I'm definitely going to. Lots of creativity here, lots of really cute artwork. I think everyone was generally going for that cozy vibe because we did have a theme to follow for the game jam. What was the theme? It was
handmade.
Handmade. Yep, handmade.
Yes.
So
yeah, we were originally trying to guess what it might be.
Yes, we were ahead of it. We were trying to guess what is the actual topic of the game jam, so we can start like at least crafting the ideas, right? So that when the 48 hours come, it's not like, oh my God, we're working from absolute square one. We don't even know like what type of game we want to make. We wanted to at least have kind of nailed down, this is the type of game we'd like to make. Here's, our general outline of what we're going to do with like characters and such.
Yeah, it was great. Geeky actually thought of like, what if it's hope, considering, the state of the world and their past kind of jams that they've done before. And I had seen someone in the Wholesome Games group, they had kind of like level set for me especially. So I was like, I don't know if I could do something in 48 hours. And they were like, well, think about, a game the size of a postage stamp. That's basically what we're looking for. And that's where
the idea came for the stamp.
Was that comment. Okay. Yeah. Because originally I thought, we'll build like little villages on the stamp itself. But then I couldn't figure out how that would work. And then as we were talking through stuff, it turned into the packages in the shop. So
yeah, I think that was a better. That was. Yeah, I think that was a better course for the game, especially considering the time limit, but just like even just like getting it mechanically down, I think what we ended up doing made a lot more sense. You kids and your violent video games. Oh yes, this is real violent stuff. This is the next GTA. So great seeing how these jams go is something we need so much more of, and thank you again for taking the time to do it and bring new wonderful ideas to the genre. You all deserve credit. Well, thank you, My Games. That's a very nice sentiment. And I agree, we need to have more opportunities like this for people to congregate and collaborate and, bring these, new ideas into the gaming space. I don't know how many of you guys follow gaming news that closely. I'm someone that I'm constantly updating myself on gaming news every week. A couple of YouTube channels that I follow for that. And, the gaming space has seen a lot of negativity over the past couple of years and even before that. But there's been, mass layoffs. There's been, abuse of employees through crunch time, harassment, inequality within the workspace for people. So it's really important to have these, safe and positive spaces within the gaming sphere, if you will, that allow people to come together. And it's just about making the game. It's about pouring your creativity into a project and then sharing it for other people because you want that people to have that experience and be happy in whatever way that your game brings that about. And obviously that looks different depending on what kind of game that you're creating, because a horror game is not going to give you the same kind of happiness that
it's a different kind of joy.
A cozy post shop game is going to give you. But like it has its place, right? Because some people enjoy the thrill. That is how they're getting their joy out of the game. They enjoy the thrill that a horror game brings to them, or they enjoy the challenge of a strategy game. Got to start an application. Got an application. I want to do that stuff. The game jams, they pop up. There are different organizations that are in charge of holding these game jams. Wholesome Game Jam is just one of them. There's actually quite a few of them out there. You might know a bit more about that than me, because this is actually my first game jam that I've ever done.
It was my first too. I've watched plenty, but this is truly my first game jam. Which I have a friend who says go big or go home, so that's why we tried to cram as much as possible in these 48 hours and tried a new strategy in 2D instead of 3D as well. And yeah, but that's what these things are for, right? Like you said, it's to have an experience you can't really have in any other way, and to make and bring joy to others if you can.
Yeah.
And if you happen to, somehow make a life of it, that's awesome.
Right.
We are very, very lucky to be able to do this. So I thank anyone and everyone who takes the time to experience what we make, even if they don't like it, right?
Right.
Everything isn't for everybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely
but,
not. That's why we have a million
time is
genres.
valuable. Yeah.
We have to have so
Time
many
is valuable.
genres. But yeah, I think this was a great experience, and if anyone is interested in gaming from the perspective of creating a game, then I think a game jam is really a good way to kind of get your feet wet, test the waters, see if it's for you, because you get to work on a team too. So like for me, I have absolutely zero development experience, so I can't just go make my own game. That would be torture to me right now. But what I can do in the situation of a game jam is I can get together with people like Kama and say, okay, I can't do this, but I am a writer, so I can do the script writing for you. I have a little bit of experience with art, so I might be able to, kind of figure some things out for that. I've done a little bit of level design work within Unity before, so if I have assets to work with, then I can kind of paste them together to create a set. I have experience with different things, and if you're somebody who does some artwork, or you do some voice acting, or you do some writing, or you do some dev work, there's so many different, or music's another big one, sound effects. there's so many different pieces of creativity that come together to make a game what it is. And it's really cool to see it from that perspective versus somebody who's coming in and just playing a game. Like you get that there's a lot there, but not having any view of the other side of it, what comes before the product that you are actually, getting hands on with. It's just really interesting to see how integral each piece is, how important it is to have that little piece of writing, how important it is to have that sound effect, how important it is to be able to click on something and move it around, the mechanics behind things, just a totally different perspective on gaming that I think, even if it's not something that's like your goal in terms of this is what I want to do with my life, this is where I want my career path to go, something like that, it may just be an interesting experience as a gamer to do a game jam just to see the other side of it and have like a whole new appreciation for the work that these teams put in, especially on really big projects. Because remember, even though we get a lot of crap from corporations when they're churning out these bigger games, and it's really disappointing when you're looking forward to a game and it comes out and it's buggy, it's glitchy, the story's not as good, blah, 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 blah. There's so many different issues, but, kind of take a step back and remember that, okay, what we have here, even though it is very flawed, is still the result of many, many, many hours from dedicated teams of people, from devs, from musicians, from artists, from writers, etc., that they did what they could with the time that they were given and the restraints that they were given. It's not quite the same as a game jam where you have more creative freedoms and stuff and you're working with a small team. No, these are people that work with huge teams and have to answer to managers who have to answer to directors who have to answer to, presidents and CEOs, etc. So just remembering to have an appreciation for the work that they put into a project, even if it doesn't turn out the way that we would really like it to. And of course, giving feedback, but giving feedback in a way that respects that, it's not them that caused the game to come out too early,
Right.
They're not the ones who pushed a game to come out before it was ready and is full of bugs. That's not their call.
Right.
They're the ones
Right.
trying to cram it in time and just not having what they need from
And they 100%
the executive
want
suite.
your feedback, right?
Yes,
They want to
absolutely.
know when something's not working, because how can you fix it if you don't know? But,
Right.
it would be great if it's, hey, I noticed this doesn't work over here in the game, instead of this thing is glitchy and buggy
right,
and thank
Right,
you for
rather
telling
than
us, but please help us. Where?
right, rather than tear them down, be honest, but in a kind way, oh, I
Yeah.
found a bug and, it's disrupting this or that. I found a bug and I'm no longer able to play. It's okay to be upset about it, but that doesn't mean that you should take that out on the people who did the best that they could, with the circumstances that they were given. Can't fix something if you don't know. Exactly. So that's another thing. If you don't give feedback about something you find that's broken, well, maybe they're never going to find out that it's broken and be able to fix
Yeah.
it. Because some errors are unique and don't happen to everyone. In fact, I'd say a lot of errors are that way, where it's you encounter a bug and only a handful of people have encountered the same bug as you. So it is important for us as gamers to kind of communicate with these teams respectfully and let them know that, hey, this could be better. Hey, this, you left this behind when you were rushing to get this game out,
Yes, like games
It's
creating
causing,
computers.
games causing computers to power off. Yeah, exactly. That's an example of something where it's all right, I don't have to freak out on them, but hey, what the heck? I spent all this money on a brand new game. I was super looking forward to playing it. I only got a couple hours in because it keeps causing my system to just shut down. Can you help me figure this out? Now I feel like I'm just ranting about the state of the of the gaming industry. Which I keep up with gaming news every week, so it's very easy for me to kind of go down that rabbit hole and talk about all these problems that exist within the gaming industry and how important it is for there to be indie companies out there because they need to be the face of change so that we can, start pushing for better products, better treatment of employees. I mean, Larian is really kind of like the
They're the
face
pinnacle.
the face of
They're
this
excellent.
movement. Yeah, Larian,
Yeah.
I absolutely love Larian. They are the face of
They're
this
awesome.
movement for bigger game companies to start
Yeah.
making meaningful changes, respect their employees, respect the art that comes out, and put out just really fantastic products while not killing their teams in the meantime and not overstaffing and then having to do mass layoffs either, being more strategic in the way that they staff. So if you're not familiar with Larian, I suggest familiarize yourself, even if you're not going to play their games, because they are just an incredible studio. So if you're not familiar, Larian is the studio behind Baldur's Gate 3, which was a mass success, like one of the most
Yep.
successful games we've seen of our time.
Excellent game.
Yeah,
Excellent game.
just incredible game. And before Baldur's Gate 3, they did Divinity Original Sin 2, which is also an incredible game. Before that was the first Divinity Original Sin. And before that, it was,
Don't remember any
oh
before
my
that.
God. There are games before that. There were a couple games before Divinity Original
Yeah.
Sin. It's just so hard for me to remember what they are. Because, like,
Because the other ones are so good.
well, they're so good. Also, the studio was much smaller then. They weren't putting out as polished of products. They didn't have as
Right,
much
'cause you gotta
funding.
start somewhere.
Larian almost went under a couple times because they weren't doing really well monetarily, I think, until Divinity Original Sin 2 really kind of broke the mold for them. But there were some games before that. Definitely recommend looking them up on YouTube, listening to their leader Sven Vinke talking about his philosophy on how he runs things. Just really inspirational for sure. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking about the games industry and how things need to change here. Does
Well,
anyone
now we
have
just need to contact Larian to
right?
say that we just gave him a bunch of props on our
Yeah.
massive big stream.
Yep, Larian, give us a shout out because we just like totally talked you up and praised you. Oh, thank you for coming by, MG. Appreciate it. Have to dash now. All right, appreciate your support and you coming by and checking it out. Does anyone have any questions before we wrap up the stream for today? Any questions about how the project went along, what we did to make it happen? If you have any development questions specifically, that's why Kama's here, because I currently don't touch that stuff. So any dev work, I have questions. What do you have questions about, Chris? Could be about the writing, the artwork, the dev, the experience in the game jam.
I feel like, do we need like the Jeopardy music? Maybe we should have had like the Jeopardy music.
Do
Or-
do do do
Do,
do do do.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. And now you're just gonna feel pressured to ask. We'll give people a few to ask any questions they may have. Oh no, I hear my neighbor's dog barking out there, and I'm just
Oh,
like
no.
waiting for my dog to just
Oh no.
fly off the handle. None of those things.
One
Okay.
one other thing that I don't think we mentioned, part of this jam, one of the rules, so there were rules, you had, you could only have teams 2 to 6 because it was about community, but not like massive
Right.
size teams, but also no AI, no
Oh, yeah,
generated
yeah.
anything, because
Yep.
partially because this is handmade, but to respect the art of development, and none of us want to be churning out cash grabs, right?
Right.
Like you're seeing more and more cash grabs. Well, Steam is actually pretty good about being like, all right, if you think you're gonna do this here, like we're gonna kind of find a way to make sure people know what they're getting into.
Right. We're gonna make it clear that is what you're walking into.
Yeah,
Yep.
and if you're supporting that and that's what you choose, like so be it. Just know that AI has basically been powered by essentially theft everywhere. um, like, so that was another great thing that Wholesome made for the rules, that they were like, you know what, this truly is about the human effort and the human experience.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, AI is a tricky one. I I have a mixed relationship with it at this point. Probably because of the type of work that I do. But there's a part of me that respects its place in helping people with certain activities. And then there's a part of me that gets very frustrated with it because it does take away from the creativity and the humanity behind a lot of things. So, like, for instance, since I'm a video editor, some of the stuff that I do in DaVinci Resolve is powered by AI, and it makes it faster, it makes it more efficient, it makes it smoother. And, like, that's all great stuff. So, like, that's kind of the part of AI I respect, is that it helps with certain tasks. And I'm okay with it helping. What I don't like is when it takes over. If it just wants to be there to help, make things more efficient, make things a little bit easier, then that's great. But if it wants to take over things, that's a problem. It shouldn't be a replacement, it should be a tool. Like, that was the point of creating AI, was this is a tool for humans to use to help them do things. And, you know, the rise in the AI technology and what it's kind of been inserted into is kind of, I feel, warping the original idea behind AI. Either that or the idea was warped from the beginning and it just used to have a better handle on things, and now it's getting it out of hand. But my AI girlfriend left me for an iPhone. Yeah, I could see that happening. I mean, well, that's just an example, though. Like, there are, like, AI, you know, girlfriends, boyfriends, stuff like that. And it's like, I don't see a good reason to have that there. That just seems unhealthy. Like, how is that helping anyone? You know, like, I don't see that as helpful. It's not like the AI that, like, helps your machine run better or something, you know?
An interesting dynamic.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a love-hate relationship with it. You know, I use AI sometimes, you know, to make me do my job more efficiently. I use it in my video editing, and I use it a little bit in my thumbnails as well, because I am not an artist. So sometimes I want something and I'm like, okay, there's no way I can, like, do this myself. So I will use AI to help me generate those things. But again, it should be an aid, not a replacement. Because if all you're doing is just telling AI, oh, you know, make me a picture of blah, 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 and then that's your whole thumbnail and you didn't do anything with it, well, you've kind of taken, like, yourself out of the equation now. You know, at least be involved in, like, the piecing together of it, right? Like, maybe grab some, you know, copyright-free images and kind of puzzle those together, add some text, add some effects and stuff, make it a little different, a little bit your own at least. I say copyright-free images, but I'm going to be honest, I do not always use copyright-free images for my thumbnails. Be careful with that. There is fair use. Fair use exists for a reason.
Fair use is different. Yeah.
Yeah, fair use exists for a reason, and I take advantage of fair use to the fullest extent. But please do, you know, be careful when working with copyrighted material, because sometimes people will even push back if it is considered fair use. I haven't any problems with the thumbnails, though, to be honest. I think everyone's just kind of like, whatever, you know, like, it is what it is. It's considered fair use to, you know, grab these images and kind of recreate them for the purposes of a thumbnail. YouTube has, you know, become such a big space for fair use that I feel like unless it's like a company that is really gung-ho, like, say, Nintendo or Disney or something, you usually don't have to worry about it so much. Music is where you have to watch yourself. I do not mess around with music at all. I know there's fair use for music as well, but it is so much stricter and so much more complicated than artwork or games or movies, TV, anything like that. It's so much worse. You are better to just not use copyright music like at all, unless it's like a 3-second like meme clip, you know? Like there's certain sounds from songs that have become memeified. You can get away with those, but just be careful. I've even gotten like copyright claims on stuff that should be public domain. So when it comes to music, so just watch yourself. It's rough.
Yeah,
It's
the
a rough time.
YouTubes are interesting.
Yeah, I think YouTube is another thing I have a love-hate relationship with. Don't delete my stream, YouTube. No, they get criticized all the time by the people on the platform. They're probably used to it. All right, any questions before we wrap it up? Or are we just in
I think
rant
we were
mode?
very thorough. I guess
Yeah.
we were very thorough.
I think we were very thorough too. All right, if nobody has any questions, then I think we will wrap it up for the day. I actually have some video editing work to do, so it's gonna be how I'm spending a lot of my day. The work never stops. Thank you to everyone who stopped by the stream today to check out this game with us. We really appreciate you. If you want to give it a shot yourself, like I said, the link is in the chat as well as the description for the video. I also put the link to this particular page in the chat, which is to the entire submission list from the Wholesome Game Jam. We'd appreciate it if you check out a couple other ones on the list here that, you know, suit your fancy, show some support to some other creators out there. There are a lot of great teams of people who have participated in this. And thank you to Kama for joining me for the stream so that she could help explain some of the process behind this game.
It was a lot of fun. Looking forward to making it bigger.
Yep, absolutely. So keep an eye out for updates because this game will be continued in hopefully the near future. All right, everyone, we will leave it there for today. Thanks again. I hope everyone has a great rest of their Sunday. Take care.
Thank you.
Geeky kitten, she's a star, editing videos near and far with a smile bright and true. Inspires me and you.
Channel full of magic scenes, spreading hope like wild dreams, supporting others night and day. In her world, it's Geeky Way.
Geeky kitten on the screen, best supporter ever seen.
Editing magic day and night, bringing joy with every bite.
Lovely lady, sweet and kind, helping others always shine. In her corner there's no gloom, Geeky makes the channels bloom. Every edit, every frame, lights a spark, ignites a flame. Inspiration everywhere, Geeky kitten shows she cares. Comments full of love and cheer, Geeky's presence always near.